All right, let's jump right in. Picture this, the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Two massive armies are ready to clash, but right there, in the middle of all this chaos, a profound secret, an ancient wisdom, is about to be shared. This is chapter 4 of the Bhagavad Gita, the yoga of knowledge. So Krishna starts off by telling Arjuna, hey, listen, what I'm about to share with you, it's not some new philosophy I just cooked up. The key word here is ancient. This isn't just old wisdom. It's a timeless, supreme secret that was passed down for ages, but somehow got lost along the way. Krishna's role here isn't as an inventor, but as a restorer of this powerful truth. And he doesn't just say it's old, he gives it a full-blown spiritual resume. He traces the entire lineage of this yoga. He says, I first taught this to Vivaswat, the sun god. From Vivaswat, it went to Manu, the father of all humanity, who then passed it to King Ikshwaku. It was a sacred chain of wisdom. But as Krishna explains, over a vast stretch of time, that chain broke, and the knowledge just faded away. Until now. Now, Arjuna, ever the practical warrior, hears this and is basically like, whoa, hold on a minute. And you can't blame him, right? It's a perfectly logical question. He looks at Krishna, his friend, his cousin, his charioteer, and says, you were born in my lifetime. Vivaswat lived ages and ages ago. How in the world could you have been his teacher? It's a fantastic moment of human doubt, questioning a divine claim. And Krishna's answer just completely shatters our normal understanding of time and existence. He doesn't try to argue with Arjuna's logic, he just transcends it. He reveals that both of them have lived countless lives. But here's the crucial difference. Krishna, being divine, remembers every single one of them. Arjuna, as a mortal soul, doesn't. This just completely changes the game and sets the stage for who Krishna really is. And this is where Krishna explains why he appears, lifetime after lifetime. This is one of the most famous, most quoted verses in the entire Gita. He states that he literally manifests himself, he comes into the world, whenever and wherever there's a serious breakdown in dharma and righteousness, and a major rise in chaos and injustice. So what exactly is this dharma that's so important? Well, it's a huge concept, but you can think of it as the cosmic glue holding the universe together. It's about righteousness, duty, moral order, and balance. When dharma declines, it means the world is out of whack, and unrighteousness starts to take over. That's the cue for a divine intervention. Krishna then lays out his mission in 3 crystal-clear steps. It's like a divine action plan. First, he's here to protect the good people, the pious ones who are trying to do the right thing. Second, to deal with the miscreants, those causing all the trouble. And third, the ultimate goal, to hit the reset button and firmly reestablish the principles of Dharma, to set the world right again. So now that Krishna's laid out who he is and why he's here, he gets back to the main event, that supreme secret he promised to share with Arjuna. The who has been established, now it's time for the what. And it all centers around a radical new way of looking at something we all do every single moment of every day: action. And here we go, right into the deep end of this chapter's wisdom. Krishna presents this incredible paradox. He says, a truly wise person is someone who can see inaction while in the middle of action, and can also see action even in what looks like inaction. Now I know, on the surface, that sounds like a total riddle, but it's the absolute key to unlocking spiritual freedom. Let's break that down. What looks like action, fighting a war, doing your job, raising your family, can actually be a state of inaction. How is that possible? It all comes down to your mindset. When you do your duty but you're completely detached from the results, you don't crave the win or fear the loss, that action doesn't create any karmic chains. It's the attachment to the outcome that binds you, not the work itself. And that brings us right to karma. In this context, karma isn't just about what goes around comes around. It's the law of action and reaction that keeps us tied to the cycle of birth and death. Every single action we perform with a selfish motive creates another link in that chain. The whole point of this yoga is to learn how to live and act in the world without forging any new chains. So you might be wondering, okay, that sounds great in theory, but how on earth do you actually do it? Krishna's answer is to perform all your actions in the spirit of yajna, which we can translate as sacrifice or offering. It's about reframing everything you do as something sacred. Now, when we hear the word sacrifice, we might think of some old, elaborate ritual. But Krishna blows that definition wide open. A sacrifice can be controlling your senses, giving your money to a good cause, practicing self-discipline, or even just sitting down and studying sacred texts. He even says that practicing breath control, pranayama, is a form of yajna. Basically, any action you do for a higher purpose without a selfish motive becomes a sacred offering. But after listing all these different kinds of sacrifice, Krishna reveals which one is the absolute greatest. He says the sacrifice of knowledge is superior to any sacrifice of material things. And why is that? Because the ultimate goal of every action, of every single sacrifice, is to lead you to wisdom, to true understanding. All the other stuff is just a means to that end. And the power of this knowledge is just absolute. Krishna uses this beautiful, powerful metaphor of a raft. Imagine you're adrift in an ocean of your past mistakes and karmic baggage. He says that true knowledge is the one raft that can carry you safely across that entire ocean, no matter how big and stormy it is. It has the power to set you completely free. And if that wasn't clear enough, he gives us another incredible metaphor: fire. Think of a raging bonfire. It doesn't matter what you throw into it. Good wood, rotten wood, it doesn't care. It turns all of it into ash. In exactly the same way, the fire of true spiritual knowledge burns up all the karmic reactions from your past actions, good and bad, leaving you pure. And so we arrive at the chapter's powerful finale. After explaining everything, the origin of this yoga, his divine purpose, the paradox of action, and the supreme power of knowledge, Krishna gives Arjuna a direct command. He says, "Take this wisdom I've given you, the sword of knowledge, and use it to cut through all the doubt that's paralyzing you. And once that doubt is gone, stand up and do your duty." And that really leaves us with a question for ourselves, doesn't it? This message wasn't just for a warrior on an ancient battlefield. It's absolutely timeless. So if knowledge is the sword, and we all have these doubts in our hearts that hold us back, the real question this chapter asks each of us is this: what are those doubts, and are we ready to use wisdom to finally face them?